Hey y'all, welcome back to Moments with Miss Amy. I am so glad you joined me. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about how special and unique that you are. Because you are. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but there's nobody else out there that's exactly like you are. And that's incredible because there's a whole lot of people out there, but there's no two that are exactly alike, not even identical twins. In case you didn't know, our thumbprints are unique, and even identical twins do not have the same exact thumbprint. I find that really interesting. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't feel super unique. I don't. And sometimes I question my value. Yeah, even me, I do. I know that sometimes I come across here and I'm just like, boo, in your face, and so upbeat and positive Miss Amy and all that kind of stuff. And I am the majority of the time, but sometimes there's a little part of me that questions, what kind of value am I bringing? Am I doing enough? Am I really that different from everyone else? And that's where it's important for me that I get into the scriptures, that I get into the word, and get reminded, perhaps I was created for such a time as this. And, of course, you guys know I'm going to pop in a scripture. I get reminded of Psalm 139, 13 and 14. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. That last line, your works are wonderful, I know that full well, is kind of one that gets me thinking because of the fact that I really believe that God's works are wonderful. A Florida sunset is incredible to look at the way he paints the horizon and how amazing it looks, and the clouds and just how the sun is setting. And it's just beautiful. If you've never experienced a Florida sunset, y'all, you got to come over here. I love it. On the Gulf Coast especially, amazing, amazing. It's breathtaking, truthfully. And so I look at that and I know how incredible his works are. I look when I go up north, which I'm doing really soon. I'm so excited because it's fall and I get to see the fall colors, and I love it. I love as we're traveling and seeing the oak leaves and the maple leaves and just seeing the colors where they change as fall really bursts forth. And it's just beautiful and I love it. And it reminds me of how incredible his works are. And I love to see a baby as people are out and about and they're carrying their little ones, and you get to see this baby and the fingers are just so tiny and they're just so perfectly made, and just the realization his works are so good. And then I get reminded, I am his work. Yeah, I know, drop the mic, right? I can just like walk away with that one, can't I? I mean, think about it. You are his works. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. He created you. You are unique, you are special, and you are loved. It tells us that in the scripture that he loves us. And it tells us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And if we realize that what he does and what he makes is so phenomenal, and we are part of that, we are something that he created, something that he made, which makes us phenomenal. When I stop and I realize that, suddenly that battle within my head wondering about my value, it seems a little off because, he's pretty amazing. So that would mean he made me to do stuff and I must be bringing value if I'm doing what he's called me to do. And so it helps me to feel important. It helps me to feel a part of this great big plan in this huge world, because I was created for such a time as this. I was created for now and to do whatever it is that I feel called to do. And that just gives me energy and it makes me feel better. But I realize maybe nobody's told you that. Maybe you don't get into the scriptures, and that's neither here nor there. It's not your fault if you haven't ever heard that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But now you've heard it from me because I read it and I wanted to share it. I want you to know that you are unique, you are important, and you are loved. You were created for such a time as this. So what is it that you are called to do? To step out and do. Maybe it's to make a friend. Maybe it's to do something big and huge and important. But whatever it is, realize you, uniquely you, are the only one that can fill that spot to do that. Because that spot is just waiting for you to fill it. Because you were created for right there. I hope, as I've talked about this a little bit, that maybe if you felt this way too, that maybe I'm giving you hope. Because that's what I'm about. I want to give you hope. I want you to have that feeling of hope. I want you to keep on keeping on, to push through, to fight through whatever, whether it's good times, bad times you're dealing with right now, but whatever it is, I want you to have hope and to continue moving ahead and to share hope with others. This world needs hope. It needs love. It needs friends. And we can all do that. I know there's a lot going on right now where they're really promoting kindness, and I'm totally for that. Start by being kind to yourself, realizing you are special and you are unique. And whatever that you have that's going on, if there's something that's making you feel a little bit less than, watch a sunset, look at fall colors, look at a baby, see something that God has created, and be amazed and awed at his workmanship and his divine beauty that he has created, and realize he created you. You are special. You are important. And whatever it is, you can move through it. Now, I know myself dealing with severe plaque psoriasis. Let me get up here a little bit closer so you guys can see. Right now, it is good and cranky. Just something that I deal with my body. And sometimes it causes body image issues for me because I get concerned. It's not that I feel like people stare at me. I mean, I'm sure they look, and some of them do stare, kids ask questions, those kind of things. It's just something I've dealt with the majority of my life. But sometimes I don't want people to ask about it. There's nothing wrong with that. But so sometimes I will hide it. But if I put too much clothes on and it's too warm, the heat causes the itching to get even worse. So sometimes I'm reminded that I have to have it out there, and just know that if they are saying something, if they do ask about it, that's just part of my story. I have severe plaque psoriasis, and I don't stop living because of it. There you go. You know, sometimes I make it worse on myself. If I have too much sugar, eat some of the wrong foods, things like that, I make it worse. And sometimes it just happens. It just gets worse on its own, and there's really no reason that I can see. Or sometimes it's things that I can't help but control. You know, when I was sick, I was on some medications. Unfortunately, the medications and the psoriasis didn't get along. But hey, I'm feeling better, so that's the important thing. And now it's just a goal to get the psoriasis feeling better. But it still is a part of who I am. And even though I don't love it, it's part of my story. And I'm not allowing it to stop me from where I'm going and what I'm going to do. Sometimes it changes a little bit of how I have to do it. That's okay. It gets creativity going. And you know what? Creativity can be fun. Oftentimes, if we take something that we normally would do and get a little bit creative with it, it can make it even more fun. So hey, why not, right? But I am reminded I was created. For what reason do I need to deal with the psoriasis? I don't know. But it is a part of me. It's part of my story. And I can use my story to help others to know that whatever it is they're dealing with, they were created with that as well, and they can still move on. And it's a part of their story. So I don't know who it is out there that I needed to share this with to remind you that you are important, that you are unique and special, and you were created, and the things that you have about you. Perhaps you don't like your curly hair, or maybe your hair is too straight and you wish it was curly, or perhaps you're dealing with acne right now, or there's so many different things. Maybe it's a weight issue, or I don't know. I mean, maybe your fingernails grow too fast. Gosh, I wish mine would grow faster. But whatever it is, it's a part of you and your story. And I've learned that if we learn to accept some of the things that we don't love as much, and move on and focus on the things that we do really like about ourselves, that we feel better. And all of a sudden, the little things that used to kind of bother us don't bother us as much anymore. I don't know if you know what knitting is. That popped into my head. But in the beginning, it talks about how he knit me in my mother's womb. Well, knitting is something that's done with 2 different needles and some yarn. And it really takes a little bit of dexterity and stuff. But it can create some of the most beautiful, beautiful things. Just like you. Because you were knit together in your mother's womb. And you are beautiful. So I hope I've lifted your spirits today. I hope that as I've talked about this, that maybe if there were some things that you were feeling a little down on, that maybe this lifted you up. And I really hope that you remember you're special and unique. So please hit like. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit that little bell up there if you haven't already. And I want to thank you again for joining me for Moments with Miss Amy.